There we go. Pretty much just woken up. Um, it's cold. I'm tired. Yeah, just incredible. Um, so I'm still studying in regards to fungus and mycology, as they call it, the study of fungus, pretty much, as I understand it. There's a lot of there's a lot of words that is hard to I'll see if we can get it up there, maybe. Let's see if we can myco or something like that. Mycobacteria. I'm still not uncertain in regards to mycobacteria because, and I've seen that there's apparently the microbacteria apparently seems to do more like a fungus than actually a bacteria. So I've heard a source talk about, at least one source talk about that. Then they call it a mycobacteria. I don't know. Again, there's still a lot of things that Mycobacteria, rod-shaped bacteria from saprophytic or N2 causing disease. Mycobacterium. Rod-shaped bacteria from saprophytic or causing disease. Mycobacteria, Eubacterium, true bacteria, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we have Mycobacteria Asia. I think that was like they put these things in different categories. I think that's one of the categories or something like that. And there's a socket, like a weird drawer in some sense of many different things they just put in there where they don't know where to put them or something like that. I don't know. It's just so this, I guess, it's the study of what's it called? They have a thing for it. Microbiology, I guess. The study of life in regards of small. Isn't there something in regards to biology? I guess that must be in regards of life of some kind. I might make mistakes. I'm just biology, just doing study the best that I can and growing.
Biology.
The science that studies living organisms. Yeah. So, but I think the word meant something. Wait, what did we get in regards of biota? All the plant and animal life of a particular region, biota, whatever. They have all this Latin and Greek bullshit pretty much, and they sometimes even put the Latin and the Greek together to form a word. This is incredible. Let's not just talk English or Danish or whatever. No, let's just talk. Actually, it's interesting in regards to the Danish and the German word, as far as I could see. You have like like antibiotic against life in regards of fungus poison that we apparently, the doctor, white coat murderers pretty much just give us, Hey, here, take this fungus poison and everything will be all right. Well, they don't say that, right? Take this antibiotic. Never telling that it's actually fungus poison. But anyway, I think I lost the thread here. Any case, so the basic of all of my medical microbiology, and I was thinking of reading that. We have bacterial infection, pathogenesis, and more. Mycology, that's in regards to the study of fungus. Trade of fungi, sorry, they call it fungi, trade of fungi, fungal disease, and more fungal diseases, symptoms and diagnosis, antifungal drugs, list and classification, and parasites, definition and types, viruses, prions, definition, structure, and sterilization, and you can apparently lose. Apparently, I hit something that apparently just went to, I guess, radar. So, maybe it's this. maybe there's usually an advertising down here. That might be the case. Now I have blocked this on, and block this is apparently a VPN, which I don't know much about, but it works as blocking the advertising. Woo! And we don't want all that satanic, disgusting advertising, leading us away. Actually, the same thing when you're, actually just looking on YouTube, which usually also has a blogger on. But if you don't have a blogger, it's just a nightmare pretty much. But even if you don't have the ad blogger, they try to, get you distracted in other directions. And sometimes, sadly, it works. And it's just very annoying. And you can tell YouTube, hey, I don't want to see these things. And yet what does YouTube do? Just promote it anyway. Anyway. So let's go on in regards of the basic of medical microbiology. Now, I still have a huge amount of pages. I always have a huge amount of pages on my computer. And I even have 2 windows open and just filled with tabs. And I try to, lower these tabs, but tend to sometimes then they just grow out of hand, it seems. And a lot of other papers around here and there. I have a medical report here from a Danish. It's just, the thing is, I pretty much know, I pretty much know what I have of an issue. I think, I think, pretty much have come to the conclusion it must be Candida albicans that I have an issue with. Now, of course, the white coat murderers, the Latin spouters and all that, don't want to give me any antifungals. So, they want me on psychotropic drugs, which is, I've heard stories that I'm not the only one that experienced this. That they just don't, they close the door, hey, you can't get any antifungals. But, I think you should get on psychotropic drugs. My glasses are broken. They felt, I glue them, but the glue apparently is not that good. These glasses also, in regards of the, they don't have the right strength of, it's minus 0.1, and at least I need minus 0.5 at least. My eyes are degrading pretty quickly, so and that's not going to get, well, maybe if I get the Candida sorted out, and all those. Anyway, you feel like living in a jail pretty much, because all the good healthy things and all that, they pretty much have, they've ruined our food sources. We're not even allowed to have raw milk, which people have been drinking for, ages and ages. Well, in some sense, nearly from the beginning of time, 6,000 years ago. Well, I don't know if they actually started out drinking milk 6,000 years ago, but, they are probably eating, in regards of the green leaves and all that, and that's what it says in Genesis. So I'm not sure when they began to drink milk, but this is something that people have done for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And I can see I missed a thing up here a little. But anyway, but then out of nowhere, now the milk is just the most dangerous thing to society, apparently. But and then they begin to destroy the milk. Now, not only in regards of the milk can have this and that, maybe it's because you're not treating the cows pretty good. Maybe if you're not treating the cows pretty good, then the milk that they output, it might not be that good either. And when you actually force them to produce a huge amount of milk instead of actually just, when you're really pushing the pedal for them to make more and more milk, well, the quality might actually be lower. Psychotropic, Oh, I'm feeling like I'm living in a madhouse. The madhouse is not a place in this world. The madhouse is the world. That's pretty much it. The world is the madhouse. Oh, you can't have raw milk, That's no. We will going to, heat it up and destroy all the enzymes, the vitamins, the what was it more? Bacteria. Oh yeah, all the goodies. Yep. Let's just destroy and annihilate all the goodies. And just ruin the milk and make it there's something else that you also there's a lot of things, you have this perfect food for and then you just destroy it. Oh yeah, but you can get some soda pops, right, with lots of sugar and pretty much no nutrition. Yeah, but not. That's just it's just incredible. Psychotropic drugs, that's what it's called. Psycho, I have no idea where that comes from, if it's Latin or Greek or whatever bullshit, But anyway, psychotropic drugs. So you see, the doctors want to, cast you on psychotropic drugs because I'm not the only one, apparently. Apparently it seems to be a thing that doctors, these white coat liars and deceivers and bullshitters, pretty much, these that works for this, drug industry and all that. It's a sick system. It's not a health system. It's an utterly sick system. If you want to get sick, just follow the lead by your bullshitter, your white coat bullshitter. That's, yeah, then you want, I'm not a doctor and all that, and yeah, you're not a doctor and blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway, no, I'm not a murderer now. Yeah, so that's just my opinion, and I have free speech, don't I? Oh, am I? I don't know. I'm not allowed to have free speech or what? Get away from me, bullshitters, murderers, disgusting Latin bullshitters. Yeah, anyway, I'm not so fond of them, I'm really not fond, I've used 19 years to figure out what my, issues are. Because they just say, oh, it's just up in your head, it's just, you're making it all up. Oh, really? Yeah, all those floaters in my eyes, I'm just, no, everybody has floaters. Oh, yeah, that's true. That was the excuse. Oh, everybody has floaters. Oh, really? But that's the reason why I didn't have them in the beginning. Yeah, but because everybody has things in their eyes, rolling around in their eyes. Oh, yeah, that's just... Oh, give me a break, Oh, bullshitters. Full of crap, pretty much. Stinking crap, that's what they are. Might have a white coat and all that, but they're just full of, brown turd. Stinking turds, overflowing toilets of disgusting filth. That's my opinion anyway. And I'm missing words, I'm really missing words. I could be a lot more if I had the vocabulary to, words and all that. Anyway, I have a report from a Danish, and I found out they're actually still closing me out at this Danish place, this Danish website, which is speaking to doctors and having a lot of doctor articles and all that. And I was really into that, in the beginning, like 10 years ago, trying to still figure out things and all that. And what did they do? They closed the door. Slam! Bang! You're not allowed to watch these articles anymore. Incredible. I thought they actually had opened up, but no, they're still... And it's just, put this price, if you want to get access, just a few days. It's like 700 kroners or something like that. Hey, do you think it's just like incredible? I'm just a poor man already in regards of these green, what do you call these, and you want to have me pay 700 kroners to just, it's like, hey, are we not paying this system enough, from the government and all that? The people paying the government and the government paying, well, of course, the money system is just utterly bullshit anyway in regards of, it's just incredible how this world is, Oh, bullshit system, printing money and just a lot of zeros, what it's called, in regards to this usury thing, this usury filthy system of a money system. Oh yeah, yep. Anyway, what's wrong with this world? Is just disgusting world. It's a filthy world, these people out there. Oh, and the Jesuits. Oh yeah, the Society of Jesus, and they even saints. Some of these people. The Roman Catholic maniac institution of filthiness. Following the Antichrist of the world, the man of the number 666, the office of the papacy, the disgusting white toilet throne that he sits on. It's the Antichrist against Christ, who wants to be himself as God, because Satan wants to be as God. So, God has 3 crowns. What does the Antichrist want? 3 crowns. Blasphemy, full of blasphemy and dead bones, dead stinking bones. That's the Roman emperor, as he, sits himself as. The Roman Caesar, the so-called King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the Antichrist. He takes all of the titles of God upon himself. His special soldiers, the Society of Jesus. Oh yeah, they like using, Christian words and all that. But they're wolves in sheep clothing. All of them. All these bullshitters of universal. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, universal. What's it called? I lost it. Yeah, Roman. Roman universalism. Catholicism. Just paganism, full of pagan bullshit. Christmas, pagan. Easter, pagan. Halloween, pagan. Sunday, pagan. Oh, yeah, Sunday is the first day of the week. Well, in some sense, it's not said, to say that you cannot worship God on Sunday, but Sunday is in regards to the venerated day of the sun god Sol Invictus, like Christmas is in regards of his birth, in regards of Mithra, Apollo, whatever name, But anyway, Sol Invictus seems to be the most, look it up in a lexicon or look it up on the internet. It's all bullshit. We have all these days and months and names of pagan deities, See how it is in regards of English, right? You have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Well, different. In Denmark we have, somewhat of the same, and you can see the Latin things as well in regards to it's all these pagan gods. Then you have the month of the calendar, which is based on a Julian Gregorian sun calendar. It's not anything to do with the Bible. And I'm getting off track. Anyway, so I have this article as well in regards from Danish Medical Journal. And I actually got it from the website that has closed me out. So I don't know if it's a mistake or something that I could get it or whatever. I still need to print some of the last pages. I stopped it because I thought it would... And then I have problems with my computer and all that. I pretty much have problems with anything and everything, it seems, these days. It's just incredible. But anyway, it's a real scientific journal in regards of amphotericin, which is an antifungal, chinocandins, which I guess is antifungus as well. Yeah, it must be an antifungus because they put it up in regards of Candida. C stands for Candida. Apparently, when they begin to, they shorten the things of this and that, and you have to figure out what it actually is and all that. So you have C. albicans, which is the most normal. That's like 30 to 50% of the issues, I think, or more of the issues is Candida albicans that makes issues in people. They actually know that these issues in regards of this, fungus and all that, but it's like, it's just total bullshit if you if you don't have HIV or cancer or whatever, if you haven't been clarified with one of these sicknesses, apparently, you can't have any problem with fungus, apparently. Yeah, okay. Because then we just call it something and you can get a lot of these different pills, so we can get a lot of money and make you more sick and, murder you as time goes and, just let you suffer, and let you pay for it as well. Anyway, C. albicans, C. glabrata, C. crucia, C. parapsilios or something like that, C. tropicalis, and S. cerevisia, cryptococcus, trichosporon, and fusarium. Now there's a lot of, that's in regards to the fungus they are testing, these antifungals, like the amphotericin, and I think that's something where you put it in the veins directly. And so it's not something you take orally. So what was that? What was the Latin word for that? But in any case, it's bullshit Latin anyway. Oh, you have to speak Latin to understand health or something like that. Are you insane? You can't. Hey, doctor, you white coat Latin bullshitter. You can't even talk to me in Danish or English, You're just using these big foreign words. Oh, you can't even speak to me. Yeah, you have to become so foreign to, sanity. So anyway, so you have fluconazole, that's diflucan. Then you have itraconazole, that's, what's the other name for that? What's another name for that? That's one of those. Itraconazole. It's called something else, which I can't remember that at the moment. Oh, well, I'm still learning, all these words and this and that. Then we have voriconazole and posaconazole and 5-flucitosine and terpenafine, but it seems like there's missing data points for that. I guess they only used it apparently to the fusarium or something like that. Anyway, it's an article on these different things, and then you have rare Candida species. You have C. lusitania, C. fermentati, C. guili. I have no idea if I'm probably missaying these. There's probably a lot of Latin names or whatever. I don't know. But again, we are most concerned with those that actually is, and we have 4 Candida species, which is pretty much the ones that seems to be the most of the issues. And I can't remember. C. albicans was one of them. Glabrata was another. I think it was. They have it like 5 here, but tropicalis I think was the other, and Paracy, I'm not sure, because they also have this cruci. But anyway, so you have these different fungus, but apparently you can't have any fungus issue if you're not, if you don't have cancer or HIV. Apparently, the medical mafia is just totally blind. So to have in regards of in regards of they have a little in regards of when women have issues down there, because then they know that, of course, if you get fungus poison to a woman, there's a higher percentage, or what is it called, higher chance to actually get a fungal infection, a fungal issue. Oh yeah, because you're killing off all the good bacteria in the gut. Oh yeah, but there's only 2 options. Oh really? Oh, I thought a third option was to actually stop taking the poison. No. There's only 2 options. This white coat murderer I saw on YouTube. There's only 2 options. There's an option of taking antifungals, like nystatin or diflucan and all, and I just don't remember in regards of itraconazole, but diflucan is pretty much fluconazole. There's all the sols apparently, and I'm still learning, but trying to get into trying to discern and trying to, I guess, elaborate some of the informations from what they're, because they're actually, it's like, they don't, Candida albicans, it's not a problem, this and that, and then you go on PubMed, just this government page, as I understand it, for all these, which is apparently also things that, you have one that says this, and then you have another saying another thing, so it seems like there's bullshit on that as well, because someone must be lying or something like that. It just seems like, you have this thing which say, oh, this is antifungal and all that, and you have articles, saying that this is antifungal, and then you have just an article out of nowhere and say, oh, there's no proof of it being antifungal. And of course, that was actually from Spain, and Spain is, of course, filled with Roman Catholics, and of course, we don't trust Roman Catholics very much, do we? So I didn't check if it's actually from a Roman Catholic Jesuit university or whatever, but it wouldn't be a surprise, Anyway, whatever. Because the Jesuits are filthy special soldiers of this wicked system of the Antichrist, which says it's Christian. Bullshit. Oh, bullshit. Oh, it's just a bullshit. What did Yeshua warn us about? Did he warn us about, stinking wolf like Muhammad? No, he didn't warn us about stinking wolves like Muhammad, because stinking wolf like Muhammad smells miles away. He's a false prophet. It should be very clear. What did Yeshua warn us about? He warned us about wolves in sheep clothing. What does a wolf in sheep clothing look like? Look like the real thing, but it's not. Anyway, come on. Every Protestant knew who the Antichrist was, and you guys don't know it. Most of you guys have no idea who the Antichrist is. And yet the last 500 years there have been written books and piles of books about it. And yet now it's just a conspiracy. Oh, you're the nutcase if you believe that. Oh, no, we're singing ecumenical love songs for the Antichrist, and the world is rounding around him. Rounding up around him, I guess. Anyway, it's just incredible. What are you guys doing? Wake up! What do you think? Oh, we don't care anymore. We have all the computer games to entertain us, and the bullshit square box on the wall with all the bullshit propaganda of the Roman circus of bullshit and the theater and all that, to keep you occupied and away from the Bible and away from the truth. Anyway, I'm getting so tired of this world. Can't even 19 years of issues that these white coat murderers can't do anything about. And then you find out what the issue is, and then they just kick you out of their practice, whatever they want, their murderous practice. Oh, did I hit the nail? Did I actually figure out the issue? Oh, you need to get on some psychotropic drugs, You must be insane. They don't want, this system don't want to be exposed because it's a billion industry. These drug dealers, murderous, filthy drug dealers. And no, you can't talk against those, those doctors because they're just doing that job. Bullshit! Hey, I was just killing Jews and all that, 6 million and whatever, the Germans and all that, right? It was their job, right? It was one of the things that, hey, it's just, it's legal in Germany, Germany. And it was, order. I took, just took orders, You just can't hide behind your job if you're doing wrong. It's just my job. Well, that's not an excuse. It's just a bullshit excuse. Being in one of these, I've signed this, I'm not allowed to say anything if I find out something is wrong because I've, signed this agreement with this company. Yeah, it's just incredible, Oh, yeah. And then we have the whistleblowers, which, you end up being killed as well. They kill them off, right? Because, we don't like truth. Apparently enough people are not standing for truth anymore, like in regards to the Reformation, which failed, actually, and became a protest. Which apparently we don't have no idea that we actually protested against the Antichrist. And why am I going so off topic? Sorry, I'm just, But anyway, so this is an article from a Danish doctor, a grand doctor in Denmark. Probably one of the people that knows more about, most about fungus in this nation. And so this is like she's defending 9 papers and research papers of her and all that. But there's a lot of big words in this paper, It's like, compared to resistance incidence rate, let's just take some of it, and see how, let's see here if you can follow along and the words being used and all that. Compared to resistance incidence rates in bacteria, acquired resistance in Candida is a rather rare event. Candida is not a contagious disease, and thus resistance, contagious. I think that, I don't, it doesn't seem like I'm contagious, in regards to having Candida and all that, which I pretty much have, what shall we say, diagnosed myself with. But no, I'm just a total nutcase, I know this insanity system and this world, just bullshit, apparently just utter outrageous, because the internet is not full of people having issues with fungus. Oh, we're totally blind, we don't see anything, right? Apparently, the internet is just, and in regards of just, Candida albicans, that's just a bullshit disease and all that, that's nothing, that's right, PubMed has like 40,000 research reports about it, or, papers about it, 40,000, nearly 40,000, I think it was, if you search Candida albicans, 40,000 nearly. Oh yeah, but it's just Candida albicans, just totally you just don't know what you're just, and you're not the doctor, right? You haven't gotten this propaganda filled in you for years and years and years, and being what you called brainwashed into apparently having no reason and no understanding, having lost all sense of sanity. And now you're just a drug dealer for the medical murder system of the industry, which is big business. It's really, really big business. We have like this company in Denmark, and I saw an article. It's like a big up, one of the, I think they took like 4 of the big companies in the, like Lego and, Lego is Danish, by the way, and Carlsberg, which is, fungus poison in regards of beer and all that. But anyway, they make, I think they took 4 companies and they just said this industry of making, they're making in regards to this diabetes thing, where you inject yourself and all that. And it's just, it just takes all the other businesses and crushes them in regards of making money, resources, or whatever, numbers. I don't have the article anymore. It was a Danish article, but it's not, it's, it was just like, oh, we're earning money. So let's not talk about the reason or the cause that people might actually get, diabetes in regards of, I can't remember it's the first or the second diabetes in regards to destroying those things that makes the, destroy the beta cells or something like that and makes the, I'm not the doctor, so don't, whatever. I'm not a white coat murderer. So anyway, and I might make some mistakes and all that in regards, of course, but I have free speech to speak, and I will. Of course, the Roman papers don't think that you should have free speech, it's just anti-Catholicism, right? And what was it called? Catholic bashing, yeah. And you're not loving, and you're not loving. Oh, you bullshitters Catholics, Get out of that system. If you're really Christian, get out of the system! You're following the Antichrist. Oh, you're not loving. Well, I'm loving, telling you the truth. Which apparently no people wants to tell you the truth anymore. Oh, we just have to get along to go along, and every road leads to, God and all that bullshit. No, that's only, That's the narrow road that leads to God. And that's Jesus Christ, who died once and for all. Okay, it was not like a continual sacrifice that you do in the Roman Catholic whorehouses. And Mary bullshit as well. Queen of Heaven, everlasting virgin, bullshit. Bullshit, don't give me that bullshit. Liars, deceivers, filthy wolves in sheep clothing. No one speaks up about it. No one dares to talk about it, against it and all that. Oh, yeah. Let's see, what does it say in the book of Matthew? Joseph knew... let's see. Joseph did not know Mary until Jesus was born. Well, what does that mean? That Joseph knew his wife after Jesus was born, okay? She's not an everlasting virgin. Bullshitters, liars, deceivers. I would say criminals even, you know. What is this wrong with you people, you know? Can't you even read? You know, oh, you want to twist everything. Oh, yeah, you got to twist everything. And where apparently we can mix evolution, which is a pagan satanic lie, into the Bible, which clearly says 6 days, and the 7th day he rested, and that's around 6,000 years ago. But no, because so-called science. It's not science, it's pagan bullshit. Oh, you people. Oh, my tea, by the way. No, I'm getting off topic again. Yeah. Guess. It's getting a little cold. That would be nice with some tea, some antifungal tea. But again, you know, fungus is very persistent, and it's just not, you know, you can use a lot of resources trying to figure out this thing and all that, and you'll find out that you actually have something called diflucan and nystatin that might actually work, but you're not allowed to get that apparently because doctors don't know much about that, you know. That's one of the things. Actually, you know, one of these doctors actually told me, oh, whatever you want to call them, you know, these brain dead people, actually told me that you know, he didn't know much about that, you know. So, oh well. And then I had another white coat murderer say to me that, you know, that he didn't think I would ever be allowed from any Danish or that I would he didn't think I could find any Danish doctor that wanted to actually prescribe me antifungals, because you see, you have to have this prescription to actually get antifungals, you know. And they just close the door for that. Yeah. Let's not just try something that actually might work. No. Let's just get you on psychotropic drugs that absolutely will not help, and just screw your head and your issues more up. That's for sure. You know, these have such amount of side effects and all that. Why would I take a thing that I know? Now, I'm not as naive as I was in my younger days. That's for sure, because all this bullshit that they, you know, and you get through and all that. Anyway. Oh yeah, we have an itch in the tip of the penis! And you don't even try diflucan! Bullshit us! That's just incredible. And tell me to change my diet? No. Never heard anything about changing my diet. And when you talk about diet to these doctors, there couldn't be anything about the diet, you know. Oh yeah, these are maniacs. These are brain dead people that have no idea of anything. Well, besides the system of, giving, fungus poison to people. Yeah, take this fungus poison. Yeah, but why not just tell the people what you're giving them? Fungus poison. An antibiotic means, against life. But where do you get the antibiotic from? Fungus! Oh, it's a fungus poison that kills bacteria. And by the way, apparently also makes cancer, because fungus have a way of actually seemingly be connected to cancer, or might actually be very much cancer. So anyway, But they don't want to tell you that because, we have to radiate people and, give them chemotherapy and, let's give them some more poison, right? And some radiation. Oh, it sounds like a bad idea. And then, also chop off things, let's take this breast and this thing and that thing. What a maniac institution. What an insane, maniac, filthy abomination. And the people just, let's just go along. Hey, the cure is just around the corner since forever. Give us more money. Money. Let's get some more money. Money. Let's just take the people and, squeeze all the money out and resources out of the people because the cure is just around the corner. Since forever. Well, maybe not forever, but a long, long time. Oh, the cure is just around the corner. We're nearly there. We just need some more millions and billions from you people. Come on, give us more. People are totally out. It's just a nutcase. It's a total nutcase, this world. Yeah, it's just a nut. Oh, I'm getting off topic. Seriously off topic. What is wrong with you people? I don't understand it. Yeah, it's just utterly. So anyway, of course they don't want to have it shown that the cause of issues are fungus, right? Because fungus is a big business, Let's give them fungus poison and they get fungus issues and big business. Big business. Let's kill them off. And make them suffer while we're doing it. Because there's too many people on earth anyway, right? That's how the Satanist thinks. And a lot of people are Satanists. They don't even know they're Satanists, but they are. Usually if they are believing atheists, well, they're still ascribing to pagan belief. And what do I mean by that? Evolution. Because atheism and evolution go like this. It's like if you're an atheist, you probably believe in evolution. Pagan, satanic evolution. Which has nothing to do with science. But they will proclaim it's science. Bullshit! 13.8 billion years. Who observed that? No one. No one observed the Big Bang 13.8 billion years ago. Oh, give me a break, it was bullshit. It's full of bullshit. This world is just full of pagan bullshit. And you people don't care. You don't care. That's the thing. Well, getting into it's just, I'm the madman. I'm the guy that is insane, apparently. It's just incredible, it's just a madhouse. It's just an utter madhouse. That's beyond words, That's beyond words. So anyway, by the way, in regards of fixing your asshole, in regards of cleaning it out, I would suggest a bidet. I think it's called a bidet. It's Pidet, I think. Anyway, if anyone have issues with the a-hole or the star at the end, you can get a bidet like a pistol. I call it an ass pistol. It's a wonderful golden instrument that you take it and just fix it down there and you shoot it, with water. It's like shooting water and all that. It just cleans you out down there, No paper. Or you can use paper afterwards to just dry out and all that. But this is wonderful. It just burn, the water just, cleans you out. And, if you have issues in regards of, like I said, some people have issues with the gut and apparently they just, poop themselves and all that. I don't have that issue. But anyway, I have another issue. But in any case, in regards of, the paper and all that makes me easily bleed, apparently. Well, it does. Just an issue I've had for many, many years. But anyway, the bidet pistol is wonderful. I call it an ass pistol. And you just mount it for the toilet and it's cheap. was like 100 kronos, which is like $25 or $20. You know, it's cheap and it works. So all these people which has gut issues, if you have gut issues, and of course you need to have fixed the gut issues, but you know it doesn't sound like a life when it just fluid, you know, throughout you and all that to you. But anyway, one of the things that might actually, because I've seen that, you know, one of these guys that speaks openly about it, he used these wet wipes and all that. And that's, I guess, a solution as well. But, you know, nothing beats the ass pistol. You know, nothing beats the ass pistol in my opinion. I don't know if that might actually, if you have issues down there, down the asshole and all that, if you have other things that go through and all that. But anyway, the bidet, I think it's called, yeah, bidet, let's see, bidet, pistol, let's see. If you search on a bidet, you know, sometimes you get these things, weird things, that's not what I'm talking about. There is like these pistols, like a foam pistol, bidet sprayer maybe. Maybe it's called a bidet sprayer. You can find them, here we go. Let's just have a round here, that's how they look. And there's many versions of it, but they pretty much do the same thing. So this is a bidet pistol. This looks like mine, but you know, as not exactly, but pretty much. You know, the same idea is the same. You know, it's like a water pistol. You know, water comes out, and that's pretty much the idea of that. And so you can see like 125 kronos. And you get all the accessories. You know, for I don't know, maybe you might need something in regards of mounting it and all that. That might need a little thing for that. But I tried other things where you put things on the toilet, or it's just this waste of time pretty much. I got into so many issues and all that. And this is just easy. I just have it there. You just take it, poof, and you just, you know, spray, you know. Yeah, it is a little cool in the winter. As I haven't really, you know, it's not, I think I haven't had it for a year yet or something like that. Maybe close to a year. I'm not sure. Maybe, yeah, but it's not, you know, it took me some time, you know, to hear about this. Anyway, it's a wonderful, you know, it's I love it. Anyway, and it's cheap. It's cheap. So that's if you have issues in regards of below the belt and all that, or just want to actually be more clean and feel more clean, because there's a lot of you know, you have the asshole, and there's a lot of you know, what is it called, you know, it's not totally there's some so when you spray water up there, it's just, you know, takes it out. It's a lot better, at least. That's for sure. It really cleans a lot better than the paper. Or the paper is just, you know, and you know, wipe it, and it's like, doesn't really work, you know, compared to, just try it out. It's cheap. If it doesn't, you know, anyway, that's at least one of my suggestions to try out. Yeah, you might actually become happy about it. Anyway, so we got off topic. But you know, I was actually to the doctor, you know, many years ago in regards of this issue, and no one actually suggested me a bidet. I was like, hey, why didn't anyone suggest me a bidet? Apparently they don't, you know, these white coat murderers don't know anything, you know. It would have been a really great help for me, like, you know, many years ago. But I had, you know, it took me, yeah, I guess people don't want to talk about these. I don't care anymore, you know? I don't care, you know? It's like these private issues and this and that, who cares, you know? Hey, if no one is going to talk about it, no one is, you know, other people have issues as well. And if no one is going to talk about it, no one is going to talk about a solution, right? Anyway, and apparently these white coat murderers are just not doing their job. Well, maybe actually they are doing their job, you know, making sickness to the people, and not actually, you know, you would expect that, that's what I expected anyway, that this system, if you get into health issues, you can go to this educated doctor in white, right? and get help. Well, that didn't work pretty good, and I can see that a lot of other people didn't work for them either, It seems like they're actually just going to take you to the grave, pretty much. If you just take your mind and just, take it away and just follow the advices of the doctor, you might very well be murdered, You have to have some sanity to, anyway. I don't know in regards of laws and all that. Oh, you're not allowed to. Hey, I have free speech. And that's one thing that I know in regards to the Protestants. They used the free speech. And they didn't, Martin Luther, he had issues for sure. But anyway, Martin Luther, he spoke. Just directly what he saw. He just spoke it directly. And, he was very direct. He could be very, very direct, that's for sure. And if we are losing that right to not speak because, the Roman papers are getting offended, well, where's the free speech then? I was down the drain. So, bullshitters, if I'm not allowed to talk freely and all that, what's there to live for? If we're just going along with this bullshit world, what is there to live for? Oh, living a lie. I don't want to just live a lie to just get along, that's for sure, Just stupid. And you tell people that Christmas is pagan, Easter is pagan, Halloween is pagan, and the week doesn't end on Sunday, it ends on Saturday. Well, at least that's very much closer. Actually, it's from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. But anyway, in regards to the Roman calendar and all that, which we are following in regards to the Roman time and blah, blah, because the Roman emperor, the Pontifex Maximus, is going to rule the world in his so-called New World Order, which is just the Old World Order, which is just, pretty much, as I call it, Pope Doom. It's Pope Doom coming near you, It's already forming and people are gathering around this wicked system. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Any case, let's get back to the micro things and all that, microbiology and all that. And then this white coat sits there and say, hey, what are you actually doing in regards of, Hey, I'm trying to figure out, I'm actually trying to do your job, that you should actually have been finding out what I'm having of issues. But you just tell me, you're just you're just, what is it called? If just thinking I'm a hypochondria, It's a sauce, it's called the Somatrians, a little difference, I guess, in regards to, hey, you're just thinking up all the issues, It's just nothing yet, just give me a break, Anyway. So the basic of medical microbiology, it's like, you're not the white coat, you haven't had this education about, a huge amount of bacteria, right? And a little bit, a little more of, what do you call it? A little fewer in regards of virus and near to nothing about fungus, because fungus, we only have like 11 drugs, or remedies, whatever you want to call them, against fungus. So fungus can't be that big of a problem, can it? Oh, no problem. Okay, it's it's just insane. Anyway, the basic of medical microbiology. And again, micro, I think, means small, and biology in regards of life, as I understand it. I guess let's see, antibiotic, I don't know. My biology, I guess the logy would probably be in regards to the research of microbiology. I guess it might be, I'm not sure. I'm just trying the best that I can do. The basic of medical bio, and logy, I think. I think logy was something in regards of the subject. I'm not entirely sure, I might be wrong. I'm not going to, but I think that was something in regards to the study of, the small things, Yeah, well, let's just read. Let's just microorganisms play a significant role in the pathogenesis of diseases, and pathogenesis, as I understand, is the beginning of harmful sickness. So I'm just trying to do. They use all these big words, these stupid words, and just instead of you can just take and copy it, and it will probably say the beginning of the origination and development of a disease. Genesis, like the Bible, the first book in the Bible is called Genesis in regards of the beginning. Actually, in Hebrew, it's actually Bereshit. And Bereshit actually means in the beginning. That's how it starts. In the beginning, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashemayim ve'et haaretz. And that's Hebrew for the, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Anyway. So, and Shamaim in Hebrew is actually plural. But anyway, that's, no, and Elohim is actually also plural. And usually they translate as singular, which is, Anyway, so microorganisms play a significant role in. Oh, by the way, in regards of, I heard was in regards of Candida. If you actually have a fungal infection, and I don't like the EQ thing because you can. It depends on what you actually have been taught in regards of an area and all that, but in regards of these IQ test, I think. But let's say you have, they say you have 130, let's say you have 130 or would have had 130 IQ, and then you have a fungus infection, then you might only get 115, was the example, I think, that they used. So you would still be, considered, but you would still feel that something is wrong, yet you would be, you would still know yourself that something is wrong, but you wouldn't be totally, you would still have, you wouldn't be considered, totally whatever, stupid or whatever. But again, I don't like the IQ thing in regards to smartness and all that, because I think it's foolish because, Satan has some of the most clever and educated people in the world, working for him. But that's not very wise, is it? But they so they use things for evil instead of good. Anyway, I can't remember the source for that. I study so much. So anyway, microorganisms play a significant role in the pathogenesis of diseases in human beings. Prophylaxis and treat. Here we go with one of these spiky words. It's just incredible. Hey, speak English. The prophylaxis is probably Greek or Latin.
Prophylaxis.
Oh, well, see here. Let's not just let's.
Prophylaxis.
Apparently it doesn't really. Why doesn't it? Let's try that.
Prophylaxis.
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 The prevention of disease, apparently they don't write where it's coming from. So I probably would use Google to figure out if it's actually, we could actually do it, I guess. Let's go. Okay, prophylaxis. Just paste it in there. Let's see if it's Latin or Greek, right? And then again, sometimes they just mix those, Latin language and Greek Latin, Latin and Greek together in a word. I was like, oh yeah, let's not just speak English, It's like what the Roman Catholics did to the Bible. Oh, it's only allowed to be read in Latin and all that because then they can control the word. And they can tell the people whatever, because the people have no idea what is actually in the Bible. And they call themselves Christians, and yet they, have burned Bibles, they have destroyed Bibles, they have persecuted those that just wanted to read the Bible in their own language. They have murdered and murdered and murdered. Oh, well. But they say they're Christians. Bullshit. And now we don't know any history anymore. Because the history is, being rewritten by the Roman Catholics. And we don't read Protestant books anymore. Let's see here. Where is it coming from? Doesn't it say in regards of English or apparently antibiotics, apparently side effects? Well, antibiotics are fungus, poison. Just tell it as it is. But no, let's see if we search maybe Latin or Greek. Latin. Now, of course, we know the beast, the last beast, has characteristics in regard. It's a Latin beast, but we know it has Greek in it as well. So that's in regard to the book of Revelation. In medicine, the guarding against the attack of some disease, also prophylactic, prophylaxis. Yeah, but where is the word coming from? Sometimes it's easier on the computer. Here we go. Prophylaxis. Yeah. Let's see if maybe they have mixed both things together. From Latin, from ancient Greek, before, and then we have phylaxis. I don't know why they, apparently they use this so-called biblical way of speaking Greek, but and then they, there's two ways of in regards to Greece, they actually speak Greece, and that's, but apparently in the Western we have this way of a different way of pronouncing Greek words, instead of just going with the modern Greek, then they believe it was said differently and all that. But anyway, the U would be, that's epsilon. So you have phylaxis, I would think. Phyla. Oh, what is it? That's like a ris or something. Let's just give some help from the Greek, right? It's always not, you have a way of forgetting things, and let's just, there we go, Greek letters. Let's see how that, and sometimes it apparently is I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but, when they use the modern, you just have to be aware. That's, let's see, let's go back here. This is, by the way, a pretty good program if you want to learn the Greek letters, and it's fun as well. It's XC. You can see it down here, XC. So let's see, and sometimes some letters becomes a little different if they're standing, but I don't know that much Greek and all that. So phylaxis or something like that. Phylaxis, something like that, maybe. I wouldn't say phylaxis, but anyway. Because the epsilon is, you can see actually it's the two differences in regards to this. If we go to the epsilon, where's epsilon? Here we go. You can see the traditional, as they talk about traditional, and you can see upsilon. But if you see the modern, it's epsilon. So you would actually say epsilon and not upsilon, but epsilon. Anyway, so and it seems like they're following. It's like We also have mu, for example. Here, mu, it's me, and you have nu, but it's actually ni in regards to the modern way. If you go to Greece today, so that's another thing to be aware of. But anyway. So I'm not even sure they're actually pronouncing it correctly anyway. But anyway, but apparently it's from Latin and from ancient Greek, before, and then apparently phylaxis, watching a guarding before guarding, apparently Latin from Latin, I don't know. Whatever, you have all this bullshit. Why not just speak the English, Is it too hard to speak English? Apparently if you're, a white coat doctor, it's very, very hard to apparently just speak it. And that's the same thing with, this report from this Danish scientist, which I actually have downloaded it, so it wouldn't be a problem if they actually closed me out in regards to that. But I just searched on Candida, and I would have thought it would actually be one of these medical things, but it's from the Danish Medical Journal, and it was available on their website anyway. But just to get some more you know, when you read something and you can look the things up and you can get some understanding, some inside understanding, and in regards of the different drugs of or remedies of fluconazole, for example, and it's a pretty big report actually. That has a lot of things that a lot of things where I'm like, it's flying over my head. But you still got. Oh, here we go. In regards of, here we have. Let's see here. Table 10: species distribution and decay. That would be Denmark in English. In the we actually call it Denmark, with an A, but in English apparently they say Denmark. Anyway. Denmark in the recent 8 years period, the total number of isolates 3,983, and then they go on in regards of number of isolates, species distribution, and you can see in regards of that you see albicans, which is Candida albicans. You have 64, 62, 56, 52, 56, 53, 53, 51 of isolates of Candida albicans. So it is by far, according, in regards of isolating, it's by far the one that is, in the top. We have glabrata as number 2. 70%, 20%, 21%, 22%, 20, 26, 27, and 29. And then we have the others. Apparently, in regards to Danish, but there's usually 4 Candida species that is usually said to be of significance, like over 10%. But apparently, according to this, it seems like all the other Candida species that they have on this list, it was like dubliniensis. I think dubliniensis is actually the one that looks like Candida actually. I think I read something about that. The thing is, actually, I found out that these Candida species actually have differences. Actually, a lot more difference than I would expect, than I actually thought. Because the things that I can see in my eyes, all those floaters that I see in my eyes, look like Candida albicans. And I was thinking maybe it could be one of these other fungus, maybe it's not Candida albicans, maybe. But when I looked at the other 3 things, it's nowhere near what I see in my eyes. So I'm like, okay, it seems like it's Candida albicans. It must be, But of course, it's just normal. Everybody have floaters in the eyes growing apparently. It's just normal, apparently, whatever, these bullshitters, just bullshit, just filthy bullshit, They just try to normalize all the things that I have this and that and all this. They don't take it as a holistic approach. It's like this system, this Western system have a way of, I was on Danish Technical University, and we were in regards of Danish and all that on a higher level and all that, whatever. What they were teaching us was they're not teaching a holistic approach on things, on subjects. You get in subject and you're not allowed to stray out the box, even if the box is affected from outside forces or outside influences. They are, they have the thing in regards of military, in regards of where they put you in boxes in some sense, and you get what you need to put, whatever. I hope I can I just don't remember the word when you put in a box, pretty much. The military uses this as well to keep daisy. So anyway, but it seems like the other Candida species in Denmark, you have dubliniensis, and as I understand it, dubliniensis actually looks a lot like albicans. They actually only figured out it was not albicans when they did DNA, as I understand it. The differences of albicans and dubliniensis is in regards of the aggressiveness. In regards of albicans is much more aggressive than dubliniensis, if that's the right. I think it was dubliniensis that was the same. Let's just check it up, so I'm not making a mistake. or wait, we can actually just let's just make another one here, and Candida albicans versus, and then we have dubliniensis. There we go. There we go. Let's see here. Here we go. Here we have Candida albicans versus Candida dubliensis. And I think that was the article where it talks about Candida albicans and Candida dubliensis are highly related pathogenic yeast species. However, C. albicans, that would be Candida albicans, is far more prevalent in human infections and has been shown to be more pathogenic in a wide range of infection models. A comparison of the genomes of the two species has revealed that apparently the comparison of the genomes, apparently, not the DNA. I still have some issues in regards to research of how genomes and DNA fits together and all that. But anyway, the genomes of the two species has revealed that they are very similar, although there are some significant differences, largely due to the expansion of virulence-related gene families, as to say that they use the Latin, e.g. I think it's from the Latin again. But anyway, as to say ALS and CAP, I have no idea what that is, in Candida albicans and increased levels of cytogenization in Candida dubliensis. Comparative global gene expression analyses have also been used to investigate differences in the ability of the two species to tolerate environmental stress and to produce hyphae. Now, hyphae is the strings that comes out of the yeast. You see, the yeast is a single cell thing, and it then shoots out a hyphae or a string or what's it called, mycelia or something like that. Different words for the same thing. That's one more word that I can't remember. Anyway, so they shoots out these roots, I guess, could maybe be, maybe that's a bad word for, but, some, I think, use it to actually get more food and all that. But anyway, it shoots it out, and the yeast becomes a fungus. Actually, I guess yeast is a fungus, but I think it would be categorized in that category. But yeast is like in regards of the single cell, and the fungus form is when it begins to shoot out this hyphae, as I understand it. It's not a mold, because a mold apparently has more of a collection together, as I understand. Or something in regards of differentiating mold in regards of fungus and all that, Different, but still fungus, pretty much. So, I guess it's, they have a way of trying to categorize these things. And fungus is probably just the best word. So anyway, they go into this Candida thing, and so I guess the Danish scientist that is writing this report are putting it up there besides Candida albicans, maybe because they think it's close together or something like that, or because she knows that it looks very much like Candida albicans. So the only thing that I can see in my eyes, all the floaters around. Now, it's better with, if it's a blue surface, like if it's sunny and all that. And as you can see in Denmark, maybe you can't see it, but usually it's gray in Denmark, and or they spray all these sprays out and it becomes gray and all that. But anyway, we don't have that much sun in Denmark. But if you have a lamp, like the lamp is just there, and you can just see, if you're swimming in the swimming hole, that's one of the places where you just see them go this way and that way and swinging around in your eyes, floating around in your eyes, pretty much. And I have literally hundreds and hundreds. I don't have any count on how much I have now in my eyes. but I have a huge amount in my eyes, and it pretty much fit that. I could feel it go, from my, it started in the tip of the penis, as an itching that was just unruly insane and drive me utterly nuts. And actually, they did actually give me antifungal creams and all that, but it didn't work. And actually, one of the creams I was told by one of these other specialist doctors that I should never have used down there. Oh, really? I should have never used that cream down there. Hey, it's nice to know that you guys know your things, Anyway, so I was in the beginning. They actually had the idea that it was fungus. Oh, but the thing is, it was never sorted. In regards to that itching that was just unruly insane. It never got solved. Now, they never told me to change my diet, and I was drinking a lot of alcohol. I was, and smoking, and then, of course, the milk drinking, because it was what? It was Hitler milk. They have destroyed the milk by, fixing the cows to produce a huge amount of milk that is not, natural. And then, which probably lessens the quality. And then they're putting all these things in the cows as well. And then, of course, they destroy the milk by heating it because of this idiot of, what is it called? Because it's named after him, in regards of, what is he called? When you, I can't remember the word, but you probably know the word because they do it to a lot of things nowadays. They just, heat it up to destroy the bad bacteria, which also kills the good guys. But of course, it doesn't kill the spores, the spores of the babies of the fungus, of the bad, bad bio, that's both, the bad guys, It doesn't kill off the spores of the bad guys, the babies of the bad guys. But you just killed off all the good guys. And it destroyed the enzymes in the milk. You destroyed vitamins in the milk. You just literally annihilated a good food source. If man is doing anything, he's just destroying his own food sources. And of course, that's money in sick people and suffering. I'm getting so mad, Anyway, so I was drinking a lot of milk. Well, maybe the body actually are talking about, hey, drink milk, hey, because it's actually usually, it's good. But now you ruined the food source, and now drinking milk is not so good anymore. I'm just, Anyway, I was drinking a lot of milk in that, anyway, so they never got the issue solved, and I felt it it began from down there, and begin to go up in my body. It's a little hard to, it's so long and so many years and all that. I just felt it was, coming up and longer, over time. And then I remember when it was like here, when I felt like it was right here, I felt like, okay, I'm giving up. At that point I was trying to figure out what was the problem with me, and I couldn't figure it out. And then, took up my head as well and began to have issues in regards of I was actually pretty good at doing more things at once and all that. And I'm still, I'm still doing it in regards to, but I remember feeling like after the, I just couldn't do what I did before. I had trouble doing what I usually did. And then I began to see the floaters. Oh, the floaters couldn't have anything to do with it, could it? Oh no, because you're just out of your mind, right? And I was still drinking alcohol. It took me a lot of years to figure out, hey, it might actually not be a good idea to drink alcohol, and stop smoking and all that. So I don't smoke, I don't drink and all that, but it hasn't been enough to actually rid myself of this, what do you call it? It's pretty much conquered me all over, I guess. So anyway, there's a lot of these weird things going on and all that. It literally just exploded from my breast, and up in my head. And I've tried to find out in regards of these symptoms and all that, in regards of feeling like I had, I was warm and all that, and they couldn't really figure out. And I was I tried to get this ear thing, and and apparently it didn't seem to be such abnormal, but I felt like I didn't feel yeah. And of course in the beginning, the itch down in the private parts actually stopped when I drank alcohol. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny that drinking alcohol at the beginning actually stopped the itch? Could maybe be something to do with it. Regards of alcohol feeding the fungus, in regards of, I don't know, whatever, but there was this connection in the beginning that, which of course is not good, because of course then I just, I was already drinking too much already at that point, and but then I figured out if I just drank a little alcohol, it would actually stop for that time of me drinking alcohol. But of course that was not a solution. Of course, I was just getting things worse and all. But it's interesting to see the connection. Well, you're thinking back. One of the other things that also helped me actually was going into a hot tub, a hot tub. That was actually one of without alcohol, that was one of my salvations in some sense. That I could take a magazine and get in a hot tub when I only had the issue down there and all that. Now I'm just having itch all over my body. After this thing exploded, but I found out that I can control things in regards of my private parts by eating only meat, red meat, cow, sheep, whatever. There's no sugar in it, So, and I think there's a lot of zinc in the meat as well. I don't know if that is the thing that not feeding the fungus and having zinc. I don't know if that's the I don't know. It must be something in the red meat, because it doesn't work with chicken or fowl. I don't have the same positive experience with that. Or fish. I don't have fish doesn't work either. So it has to be red meat. And it has to be from a cow or sheep. I don't know about goat. I haven't tried goat. I would think goat might also be. I don't know how much zinc there is in. And I don't even know if it's the zinc, in the meat. But as I understand it, there's pretty good amount of zinc in red meat, and zinc is said to be antifungal. I think it was. I'm not, it might be something else, but at least I know red meat works. I don't know why, but it seems to work in regards of. It doesn't work in regards of the other itches. It seems, that I now have, like on my nose and in my eyes. Feeling things crawling. And in my skin, and it's just incredible. And the heat, it is like exploded up in my head, and it's just felt like a heat, a burning sensation and itching, and I could actually see there was some damage done to the skin and all that. But of course, that just seems normal to everybody, because others have have skin issues and all that. So anyway, or people and they just see it as normal and all that. I pretty much I've these brown spots on my arms and all that. I never had that before, and it pretty much came with the spreading of I felt it's whatever. Anyway, people don't believe me anyway, right? So who cares? I care. I care. One of the things that's collected underneath my breast, and I felt like it was like a ball, a black ball. I don't know why I felt it was black, but it just felt like it was a black ball just underneath my breast, my what do you call it? My ribbons, things called. And then it just I was eating bad foods at that point. I was eating bread, from pizzas and all that, and I guess I was feeding the fungus. It might have been I heard about something in regards of fungus making like sacs, to protect themselves against the immune system and all that, which, the fungus, the Candida albicans have a lot of tools to get around your immune system. But anyway, it just exploded, and I just felt it just go to the left and the right underneath my rib case, and then around my breast, and then it just went, it went down from here. Let's see, from here, and just went this direction and that direction. I'm not sure why. I don't know why it just. But anyway, it just went over here, up around my breast, and then took a U-turn directly into my breast, and on both sides. And I could just feel it. I could feel them go around, and then just fix into my breast. It was a really weird sensation. I could just feel it. So after that, the black round ball, that I felt underneath just vanished away. But then, of course, I got other problems. I think it must have been my what is it called? They became hard. What's it called? I can't even remember, but they became hard first on one side of the breast, and then the other side of the breast, and then began to get all these spots on my breast as well. And then it began, I felt it go out in my arms, and then my spots also came on my arms, so, and then of course when I did the bakery thing and all that, eating, things that I shouldn't really eat, and I should have known better and all that, it just exploded down in my, it felt like down in my private parts in my, what do you call it, wallet, and my legs, and up in my head, and, itching all over, and yeah. So I'm hoping that it actually will, go down. It does seem either I'm getting more used to the itching and all that, or it is lowering. At least I'm not feeding the that's the thing. What could it possibly be that reacts on sugar? Well, fungus reacts. Fungus loves sugar. Anyway. So, and that was the thing that actually made me, I'm like, I have to do something about this. It's only getting worse. And they just think I've never had, I have never had the itch in regards of my nose, and my nose really became itchy and all that. It's just anyway. I need to either, the thing is, when I'm speaking so much, it gets blocked up here in my regards of mine. Maybe I'm just thinking it up as well, right? Because apparently all my issues, I'm thinking everything up, in my head and all that. Those criminals of these white coats, just want you to, you're just making things up in your mind because they are, what do you call it? Incompetent. Oh yeah, incompetent. That's the word. Oh yeah. Just because they are incompetent, they will just say to you that you're just, well, we have some pages going. This is not like page 17. That's not going good. Okay. Where's page 5? 18, 19. But anyway, the Danish report is pretty long, and again, I'm reading it just to get some more, I guess, inside knowledge of this. But apparently it is an issue. Candida is an issue. It's a big issue. But it's like, they just hide it away. It's just like, it's only an issue if you have HIV or cancer, Then apparently they're just totally blind that it could be a fungus infection before that. That you actually are battling with a fungus infection that they might actually also have been promoting with the anti-fungus things of antibiotic and all that. It would actually, I don't, they didn't do much testing on me. I think, I would have thought that they might actually have tested my, my private, did something in regards of, and maybe looked down in the microscope or whatever. I'm thinking maybe it's actually possible to actually, take a swab or whatever of down there and then look under a microscope and see if there's any Candida yeast or fungus forms of Candida on the surface of. I know iodine works on my, I sprayed sometimes with iodine. And that helps. I tried many different things, also apple vinegar and all that, but that seems to be too strong for. I don't know. Maybe one should actually just put it on there and then just take a bath afterwards, not just go around with it, because that seems to be somewhat. But iodine, in regards of a low solution of iodine, seems to work at least help. Yeah. So I have a sprayer to just spray on, that you can sometimes, again, it sometimes it's, it's really, really, really horrible, and that also depends in regards to the, I found out I can somewhat control it now, or at least I can take the, if you take a 10 as the highest level, I can get it down, I guess, on a 1, 2 to 0, I think. So instead of having it up here where it just drives me totally nuts, I'm like feeling like I want to bang my head into the wall. I've never done that, but it's like the idea of, it's like you feel like you're going, it's just getting, you're getting, it's terrible. It's just terrible. It's like the devil is down there doing his thing, So anyway. But apparently it's like usually a woman problem, and apparently they overlook that they could actually be a problem in men as well. And I was, in regards of all the alcohol and, all the food sources that they're destroying and all that, I was not really doing myself any good, Anyway, but of course, now that I think I've found a solution, the white coat doctors don't want to try it. They won't want to let me try it. Just looking at them when speaking to them, like in regards of fungus. It's like, and in regards of diet and all that, they're just looking at you like you're, it's like, it doesn't even compute in them that diet could have anything to do with having issues, apparently. And fungus, are you insane? It couldn't be a fungus. Oh. They just make, they make you believe that you are that you are just, crazy, They just make you feel like you don't even, when you're standing there and talking, and hey, it's just so fun to go to the doctor and talk about your private issues, right? So you go to the doctor and, hey, that's just that's the best thing I know in my life, right? Go to the doctor. No, of course not. I hate going, if there's one thing I hate would be to go to the doctor. I don't want to go to a doctor and spill out my beans and all that and talk about my private issues and all that, whatever. Of course, I pretty much don't care anymore, I just, whatever. I have these issues, okay? That's the thing. And you people can believe it or not, I don't care anymore. It's just doesn't make my issue go away by saying that it's not true and all that. Okay, it's like the demons. People don't believe in demons. They don't go away just because you don't believe in demons. Okay, demons are for real. I've had contact with them when I was in Satan's candy store. Because I was trying to find the solution, right? and trying to find out what the purpose of life is and all that. And yeah, anyway, so I got in contact with some of these entities, which is pretty, yeah, they're very clever deceivers. Oh, well, it's just something you make up in your mind, yeah. Because Jesus wasn't throwing demons out to the left and the right, did he? No? Okay. This is incredible. And we don't have a huge amount, we have stories of demons here, from history, and we still have a lot of things going on, demonic things. But let's just, it's just... They really, that's the thing. They don't want you to know that they exist, So, besides the Satanists being clever, I think they have help, from these demonic forces. So not only are you fighting in some sense clever people that has a huge education and all that, you end up also in regards to these demons, that is crafty deceivers. Now apparently my papers is... Oh well, let's get back to the topic. Yeah. So it's funny as well. It seems like the industry tried to scare you away from antifungals, which is interesting. Oh, it's you could this and that and whatever and all that. And I do wonder in regards to this, these symptoms that you can get by taking antifungals. I don't know. I just wonder. How many of these symptoms that you can get by taking these antifungals is actually related to you killing fungus? Because when you kill fungus and annihilate them and they spill out their guts into your system, you might have a reaction, right? And actually, I was asking this question to the pharmacy, if these symptoms in regards of diflucan couldn't have anything to do with killing off fungus. I was like, no, it couldn't have anything to do in regards of killing off fungus. Oh, that doesn't compute, because if you're killing a lot of fungus in your body, I would expect a reaction, Just these people, it's like every time, it's like this area is just, we don't see anything, we don't hear anything, we don't think anything. What's it called? No, it's like, no, I guess. Anyway. I should try to figure out something in regards of a nose thing, maybe a nose sprayer, natural nose, maybe that would help. I'm not sure, but it really obstruct my nose when I'm speaking all the time. Anyway, let's get back to the thing. But anyway, C. debliniensis are, looking a lot like Candida albicans. And again, I looked into the other species that is, and they just doesn't look like the things that I'm seeing in my eyes. So I'm seeing Candida albicans in my eyes. I'm pretty, at least until proven otherwise, because their diagnosis of me is outrageous. It's utterly lunacy. Maybe it's solacy, maybe it should be a better word. It's utter solacy and lunacy and utter craziness. These people are mad. They're just totally mad up there if they can come to conclude that I need to be sent to a guy that wants to stuff-fed me with psychotropic drugs. That's just, and don't want to let me try something that might work. It's insane. It's incredible. It's just, it's disgusting. It's utter diabolical. But what do you expect of a system that actually uses a pagan symbol? Actually, I think there's probably might be more pagan symbols than just one, but you have the pagan symbol of a god, and they use the Hippocratic oath, as I understand it. That actually, if you go back, was in regards of these so-called gods, Apollo and whatever. Anyway, and they seem to have this father-son relationship as well, which the Roman Catholics also has. But of course, we're told not to call anyone on earth father. Anyway, let's just keep. So microorganisms plays a significant role in pathogenesis of disease in human beings. Prophylaxis and treatment are only possible if you have an exact understanding of the structure and metabolism. You know, in regards, here we go again with one of these big words, right? Now, it is one of these, I think, in regards of biological process, organic process, the organic processes. I do wonder where metabolism actually comes from. If that's Greek or Latin again, but you know, don't we speak English? I think it might actually, you know, I could look it up again, you know. But why can't they just speak English? Let's see here. Again, it's like the Roman Catholics when the Bible was only to be read in Latin, which the people didn't understand. Yeah, it's from the Greek. Metabolism, according to this Greek, from Greek, metavoli. Okay. To change is a set of life-sustaining chemical reactions in organisms. Yeah, well, whatever. And metabolism of bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Now, apparently they say viruses are not really living beings. They are inactive when they're not in the environment. But when you put it in the environment of the body, apparently they react and they become functional. Actually, I've seen they're called something, but apparently you can actually use these. What was it called? Well, I can't remember the word, but they use viruses to actually kill off sicknesses. The virus goes in and injects something and then destroys the whatever, you know, the pathogen, you know, the bacteria or the fungus, and then the viruses become small and something like that. But anyway, so actually some nations, they actually use, I can't remember the word of what they call them, but it's this kind of virus that they then use to kill off, you know, sicknesses. Anyway, and metabolism of bacteria, viruses, and fungi. This article outlines the different methodological criteria. Oh, one of these big words again, right? Methodological, yeah, whatever, you know. Because then they can just talk over your head, right? Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to it. This article outlines the different morphological criteria and important facts about the structure, reproduction, and growth of the most important microorganisms. So, here we go. Bacteria. So that's the subject that a lot of doctors know about. You know, because what they do is kill off bacteria by using fungus poison, which they call antibiotic, which means actually against life. So you have prebiotic, you have probiotic. Probiotic would mean for life and not against life. Sorry, my nose is just blocked. I don't know if I can just... well, I'll just take 2 seconds here and see if I can actually blow my nose and get a little clean. Or get an air... 2 seconds. Well, maybe a little more than 2 seconds. Well, yeah. There we go. I still somewhat blocked, but it took some of it out. The thing is, when I'm speaking a lot, I don't know if this is normal with people, but I never get it when I'm speaking to another person. But when I'm speaking, to the camera, and see, I've spoken for nearly 2 hours straight, and the slime just fixes up, in my nostril, which makes it harder to speak. So anyway, a bacteria, all living organisms are and change my voice as well. But anyway, all living organisms are divided into 3 domains, and that's all these domains things and all that. I've read about that in eukaryotes, living organisms with nucleus. And nucleus, I guess, is like a cell. You have a nucleus. I'm not entirely sure actually. Nucleus. I think it was in regards of a protection layer. Oh, why didn't it actually take it? Let's try again here. Nucleus, copy. Let's try again. Why didn't it? It usually just changed to the page. Let's see here. Oh, man, okay, nucleus. A part of the cell containing the DNA and RNA and responsible for growth and reproduction. Okay, the cell nucleus. I guess it must be something inside of it or something like that. A positively charged then center of an atom. Small group. It would be nice to get some of their books, but I don't. Of course, I don't really need to know more about fungus, I guess. Who knows? It might be valuable in the future. I don't know in regards to these things, but the whole idea is just in regards of nice nystatin and diflucan to let me try it out. Now there might be another way of getting around it. I've looked into natural things of actually restoring things and all that. And I have another thing that I want to try out. Now, over the 19 years that I've had this issue, I've tried many different things and put, resources down the drain pretty much. Well, I guess it's not down the drain because you're still trying something, but a lot of the times it seems not to work. And there are some times where it's like, oh, it's working, and then it's the thing is, the Candida can quickly become resistant to things. It can become accustomed. They call it in regards of like the same thing with the remedies and drugs that the medical mafia has. They call it susceptibility or something like that. Instead of resistance and all that. I think there's other words as well, but it seems like they use the word and natural occurring alterations have been demonstrated in those species with intrinsic reduced susceptibility. Again, large words and all that. The thing is, if you take, for example, I tried oregano, pure oregano oil, and put it into capsules. As tablets are the hard ones, and capsules are the soft ones. Apparently, they use like short forms of tabs and capsule. But anyway, getting. So I used some capsules with really high grade oregano oil, and the first time I did it, I was like, oh, it's working. I felt like the thing, released itself. It's like I felt like I was feeling good. After it was like, wow, I feel good. But that sadly didn't. If I could just have continued with that would have been nice. But sadly, that didn't. So. You have things like I have dandruff as well, which might actually be connected to the Candida as well. dry skin, flaky, and after it exploded up in my head, when I think, usually I cut my hair because that's the easiest way to get off in regards of the itching and the dandruff. But not the last time I did it, but the last time again, just after it exploded up in my head, I had thick skin, like it's just totally layer that I just could continue to sit here and just, it's just after I had, it's just utterly disgusting. It's like, what is going on here, it was really going, any case. I tried this Niceral shampoo and all that, which is antifungal. That's antifungal. And it worked! And I was like, yippee, yeah, it works, It's not the big issue because it's just, I can just cut the hair off. It's not totally a big issue for me, but it would be nice to actually have long hair, I wouldn't have, and long beard and all that. But anyway, so it worked. I was like, yeah, it works. And then after the first bottle, it stopped working. In the second bottle, it just stopped working, and I was like, I gave up. I had a third bottle. I just, and after half a year, something like that, or I was thinking, let's just try it again. Maybe I wasn't thorough enough, in regards to this of the second bottle. He's like, let's, and I tried again, and it just didn't work. So I think the fungus became resistant to this antifungal. So even if something works in the beginning, and you're like, oh, it works, you feel better, well, that might not be for a long time, because then the fungus becomes resistant to it. It becomes, well, anyway. And then you are at the same place again. It's like, oh my, So living organisms with nucleus, human, animals, plants, fungi. Then we have prokaryotes, living organisms without the nucleus, bacteria. And again, you have to be very careful of their so-called clarifications of this and that and all that. And just actually maybe just go by the Bible, Anyway, archaea, formerly called archaea bacteria. Note all unicellular. That's, I guess, one of these. I think uni is actually from Latin. Again, universe means one verse, So you have unicellular is in regards of being one cell, I guess. So not all unicellular pathogens in regards of the pathogens is harmful organisms. I think it was the harmful, organisms. Let's just see. Any disease-producing agents, especially a virus, bacterium, or other microorganism. So yeah, it's a harmful, harmful organism. But of course, anyway, they just can't write English. They need to write this, so scientifical language, so they sound so clever and so smart and bullshit the people, pretty much. Anyway, so protozoa, important pathogen since malaria, sleeping sickness, and we have unicellular algae, and we have certain fungi. So that's in regards of these things, I guess. Okay. So morphology and structure of bacteria. And that's the bacteria thing is what doctors knows a huge amount about, and fungus is the subject he pretty much knows near to nothing about. And viruses is just in the middle in some sense. So he knows a little about virus. He knows very, very little about fungus. He knows in regards to the outer surface things and all that, but overall, he's totally blind to the issue of fungus. And that hurts the society a huge amount. Anyway, morphology and structure of bacteria. Bacteria are prokaryotes and they do not have an enveloped nucleus. Instead, the DNA is compressed into a nucleus-like body. The nucleode, without being limited by a membrane, there are also no other organelles as there are in eukaryotes. No endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, and so on. That's one of these, etc. It's a Latin word, if I remember correctly, just means so and so on. But apparently we cannot speak English, we need to speak Latin. And I hate Latin numbers as well. I don't, I guess it's it's a pointer, it's a discernment in regards of if someone is using Latin numbers, be on your toes. Of course, by the way, the Danish woman writing this report as well used Latin numbers as well. Oh, they just love the Latin things. Maybe it's because it goes back to the Roman insanity institution, all these things. Every road leads back to what? Rome, Rome, Rome. There's a lot of lies in Latin. It's a power-hungry institution that has nothing to do with Christianity. It's paganism. Anyway, so morphology and structure of bacteria. Bacteria prokaryotes, they do not have an enveloped nucleus. Instead, the DNA is compressed into nucleus-like body, the nucleide, without being limited by a membrane. There are also no other organelles. There's a lot of big words. I really don't know. I was like, just speaking over a specialized part of a cell, analogous to, yes, have another of these big words, right? And maybe
analogous.
Corresponding. Yeah, they couldn't write corresponding, right? I remember when I was younger, I really hated all these big words, because if you can explain things on a 4th grade level, and you use these big words, so people can't understand what you're saying, and you just sound incredible, not, just give me a break, It's just incredible. Oh, I know big words, I'm clever. Oh, stupidity. There are also no other organelles, and there are in eukaryotes, no endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, and so on. The entire metabolism of the bacterium takes place in the cytoplasm. The two most important characteristics that identify bacteria microscopically are the external appearance of the bacterium, the gram stain, as well as the type of flagellation, if any. I have no idea. I have no help on my part to help to understand. But anyway, the following table provides an overview of the morphological classifications of bacteria. So we have cocky or whatever, spiritual, immobile, single or paired, diplococky as twisted chains, streptococky, or as clusters, Staphylococcus. Okay. So again, a lot of names of probably Latin or Greek origin. Bacilli, elongated shape, that's rods apparently. Spirally, helical shape, twisted. Spirochetes or something like that. Helical, long flake, like filaments, corkscrew-like movements. The subgroup are the Treponema. Okay. Rebrions, gram-negative, round, comma-shaped bacteria, flagellated. And here we go with A, B, C, D, E. Okay. I'm not sure why they are. Is this in regards of these? I don't know. I don't know. Bacteria cell walls. The bacterial cell wall attaches to the outside of the cell membrane. It provides mechanical stability and allows for the exchange of nutrients and waste. The peptidoglycan murine is part of almost all bacterial walls. I don't know in regards to the words. Murine consists of N-acetyl glycosamine and N-acetyl muramic acid cross-linked through oligopeptides. Oh my. Ugh. A murine sacculus develops from this linkage, which protects the cells and acts against osmotic pressure. Just give me a break. How much of this would I understand without actually needing to, look up all the, it's just, speak English. Mycoplasmas are bacteria that lack a cell wall. Okay. So the cell wall would, I guess the same with cells, the wall of it. So that makes sense, right? Cell wall. That sounds English, actually. Cell wall. Cell wall. I don't know. Cell. I don't know if that might actually come from. But anyway, it sounds like a lot more like English. Classification of bacteria according to gram staining. Gram staining, a method named after the Danish. I'm a Dane, by the way. Danish bacteriologist, and he actually named in regard to Danish Hans Christian Joachim Gram. It's just English. In English you would say Hans Christian Joachim Gram, right? But in Danish, Hans Christian Joachim Gram. 1853 to 1938 is used to classify bacteria. It plays an important role in diagnostics because gram-negative bacteria are less sensitive to penicillin. Oh, what is penicillin? What is penicillin? Penicillin is fungus poison. It comes from the fungus, what's it called, penicillium or something like that. It's fungus poison. But of course they don't tell you that, right? Because maybe if the doctor told you, just take this fungus poison and everything will be all right. Maybe you would think, wait, what did you say, doctor? Is this fungus poison? Oh yeah, we extracted from fungus. Actually, I think it's actually mold. Actually, but it's mold is fungus as I understand it. So just a little differences in regards of being collected together compared to Candida and all that, which is But anyway, I have a lot more to learn. How they classify these things and all that. Anyway, diagnostic because gram-negative bacteria are less sensitive to penicillium, penicillin due to the additional lipid bilayer membrane. Yeah, whatever. The process of gram staining includes administering the violet dye to the cells, washing off the stain with alcohol, red counter staining of cells. Gram-positive bacteria show up as violet stain. Gram-negative bacteria show up as red stain. So you have the capsule, the cell wall, the plasma membrane, the cytoplasm, the ribosomes, the plasmid, and the pili. And bacterial flagellum nucleode circular DNA. Okay. So that's a bacteria. By the way, it's not designed apparently. Those people looking in the microscope have to tell themselves, it's not designed, it's not designed, it's not designed. Why would they need to use that mantra? It's not designed, it's not designed, it's not designed. Well, maybe because it looks designed. Maybe it looks designed because it is designed. Then the question is, who is the designer of the design? You know, the designer who designed the design, the creator who created creation, the programmer who programmed the program. DNA is a very complex code. But actually, that's just only the little toe of the whole. If you take the body as a standard of all that, that's actually just the little toe. The little toe here, the big toe. The big toe represents the DNA code in what codes are in our body, okay? So the rest of the body is foreign code. It's foreign DNA. That just makes it a little more complex, doesn't it? Not only do we have a code that is huge amount of complexity, I think it was Bill Gates that said that, DNA is a much more advanced code than we have ever created in regards to a program, in regards to Windows or, a system and all that. It's just much more advanced and much more complex. So if that is the case, and it's only the little toe of all the codes that's actually, it's made to actually make you work in regards of all the bacteria, the fungus and all that, and all the things, just makes it a little more complex. And as I understand it, we actually only know 1% of what is going on in the body. It's pretty incredible, only because we, seem to know a lot. It's already pretty complex, and mind-boggling in some sense, mind-blowing in some sense, and as I understand it, we only know 1%. Oh well, that's incredible. But, let's just throw some fungus poison into the body and, stupidity, just stupidity. And let's just ruin our food sources. Let's just give our animals fungus poison so they grow, so we can sell more meat and fill them with hormones and unnatural food sources, and let's just totally strain them out in regards of the milk production, and just burn the milk afterwards, or pasteurization. That was the word, pasteurization, from the French Pasteur, total nutcase. Instead of actually looking at there's another word, environment, or the terrain, instead of looking, let's just kill everything out, a food source that have been drinking for, we had the milkman coming around, right? The milkman coming with fresh milk and all that. Boy, did we just totally, in lack of wording, screw up. So instead of raw, fresh milk every day by the milkman, we can now get soda pops and alcohol and, So anyway, Graham, apparently they might have known in the past that milk was actually good for you. That milk wasn't bad for you. And then apparently it might have been the industry just messing up the cows. So the cows became unhealthy, and then you had this issue of disease in the milk or something like that, which they actually used to, we have to pasteurize everything in regards of milk and all that. Well, that's just stupid. That's just utter foolish, Hey, maybe you're not treating the cows good, and because you're not treating the cows good, you're getting bad milk, It's like when they put all these animals together, close together, because they want, more production and thereby get more money instead of actually, follow the nature, the path of nature, or the path of the way that God designed it. Anyway, we're not allowed to be cruel to our animals as well, and I think there's a huge amount of cruel things going on in these, these industries. Anyway, gram-positive bacteria have a thicker marine layer. What was a marine? Did we actually have a marine layer? No. Anyway, marine layer with gram-negative bacteria have a thinner marine layer, but a second membrane in the form of a lipid bilayer. I don't know. For the host themselves, an infection with gram-negative bacteria is more critical. Upon decomposition, the lipopolysaccharides of the second membrane layer can be released by the host body as endotoxins. Endotoxins, there's also endospores. I don't know if that's anything to do with each other, but this is... I think my speech might need a break. Endotoxins act as phytogens and cause high fever and chills. So, how long are we to the fungus thing and all that? That's apparently... Okay, that's a huge amount of... Maybe I should just take a break because my voice... And get some food as well. That would be nice. So, I actually had thought that I would have been able to read it all, but I guess I was speaking too much. You know, the thing that that I'm most interested in is, of course, the fungus. The fungus things. But my voice need a break. I can feel it's hurting now. So that's a good sign that it wants a break. Anyway, I've been speaking for over 2 hours anyway. So anyway, have a good one and be careful of these white coat murderers, these Latin bullshitters, and also in regards to the Antichrist of the number 666. These people it's just a disgusting system. It's just overall, we are living in a world that is just full of bullshit. It's just full of bullshit. Anyway, may Jehovah bless you, and may Yeshua be that most precious pearl, and don't let go of him when you find out who he is. And we're called to be disciples under our Master. And let the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, be in us all. Amen. Have a good one, all of you. I'll continue, when at some point when my voice is good enough again.